Hello everyone, welcome back. Easter is around the corner, so today I'm going to share with you how I make my super easy and delicious hot cross buns for Easter. Get ready, follow me as I show you step by step how to make the most delicious hot cross buns for Easter. Come on guys, let's go. Okay guys, so as you know, I always like to show you guys all the ingredients to make it really easy for you guys, so you can always go back, rewind the video and look and see what exact ingredients I am using. So for my hot cross buns, I have here 3 2/3 cups of flour, which I already went ahead and I sifted. 1/4 cups of granulated sugar or white sugar. 1/4 cups of packed brown sugar. So each 50 grams, so that's 100 grams of sugar. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. You only need a little nutmeg. A pack of fast rising yeast or instant yeast. You guys know how much I love to use my instant yeast because it makes things so much easier and quicker. Now for my wet ingredients, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/2 cup of milk, whole milk, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, room temperature, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 egg, the zest of 1 orange, and 1/2 cup of raisins, guys. And I went ahead and I squeezed the juice of 1 orange in my raisins. So that's why it's already, you can see my raisins are hydrated. So that was just the juice of 1 orange. So you'll need the juice of 1 orange to soak your raisins, to rehydrate your raisins, and the zest of the orange, and a teaspoon of salt. So that's it, guys. That's all the ingredients you are going to need for your Easter hot cross buns. Very easy and simple ingredients. I am going to use my mixer for this hot cross bun recipe. You can go ahead and mix it by hand. It will give you the same results. Just for the sake of this video and how quick it is, I'm just going to go ahead and use my mixer, just for convenience, guys. If you do not have a mixer, please do not worry about it. All the recipes I'm showing you, especially anything that has to do with flour, cakes, my hot cross bun recipe, and any of these recipes, you can go ahead and do it by hand. The first thing we need to do, we need to mix all of our dry ingredients. I'm not going to mix that in a separate bowl. I'm just going to go ahead and mix that in the bowl of my mixer. So here we have our 3 2/3 cups of flour. I already went ahead and sifted that. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump it in here. 1/4 cups of sugar. 1/4 cups of packed brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 pack of fast rising yeast. Just make sure to get all the yeast out of here, guys. That's it. and you just mix all of this together. This is how easy this is. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Now, I'm just going to add all my wet ingredients in a bowl because you need to heat it up in the microwave. Just lukewarm, guys. Half cup of whole milk. Half cup sour cream. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Everything is better with vanilla, guys. In here, we are going to zest our orange. And I like to zest my orange right before I warm up my milk mixture. I could have zested it and put it to set it aside, but I like to zest it as I'm about to use it because I like the fragrance to stay in there. So when you make it fresh and you zest it up right before you use it, you get a more fragrant mixture. And I'm just going to mix this together. And I'm going to go ahead and warm it up in the microwave because I need my wet ingredients to be warm before I put it in my dry ingredients, because remember we have yeast and we need our yeast to rise. So whatever liquids we're using has to be warm. And I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze this orange in my half cup of raisins and just let it sit here for a little while until I need it, because I already soaked it in some orange juice, but it already absorbed all of the orange juice. So since I have this orange here that I'm not using, I'm going to just go ahead and squeeze that in there and set this aside. So you want to heat up your milk and sour cream mixture a little at a time. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the butter in there, and I'm going to heat it until my butter is melted. Okay guys, so this is what you're looking for. See, my butter is not completely melted. I do not want to have my liquids too hot, but when you stir it in, it will melt in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and scramble my egg a little bit and break it apart, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to my mixture. This is why also you do not want your mixture to be too hot, because you do not want to scramble your egg. Beautiful. And give this a little whirl. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this up. Okay guys, this is looking good. Let's check it. So this is what you want, guys. It's sticky, but it's not sticking to my hand. This is the consistency you are looking for. This is perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my raisins. And I'm going to try not to put all my liquids in there. And this is totally optional. If you do not want to use raisins, guys, you can skip that step. But it's Easter. Easter is a time that you can really go in with your dry fruits. So if there's another dry fruit that you like, you can use cherries or mixed peel also for this recipe. And it would work perfectly. I just always make my hot cross buns with raisins, which I soak in the juice of my orange, and it has always worked for me. But using dried mixed peel or cherries will give you the same results. So okay guys, that's it for the mixer. Now all we need to do is knead our dough to get it nice and smooth and put it to rest. So I have some flour here. I'm just going to go ahead and lightly dust my mat. And this is the consistency you want, guys. It's sticky, but it's not really sticking to my hands. Okay, guys, so we're just going to go ahead and knead. And you see how soft and pliable it is? This is what you want. I'm just using the heel of my hand. And this hot cross bun is beautiful. And we just want to knead until it's nice and smooth. This dough is already smooth. I'm just going to just work it a little bit more. It's beautiful. And be very careful not to use too much flour, guys. When you need it. If this is your first time making it, it will take a little practice to not get it too sticky. But if you have to add more flour, go ahead and add more flour. If it's sticking to your hands, there's nothing to do about that. You need to add more flour to your hands and to your dough to knead it and prevent it from sticking. That's what you have to do. But if you can, just try to avoid using too much flour. And that's it, guys. Beautiful. You see how it's bouncing back? That's what you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and place my dough in a bowl. And I'm going to cover it with some cling wrap and allow it to rest. And you want to really seal it in tightly, guys. Nice and tight. And I'm just going to allow the dough to rest and relax before we move to the next step of rolling it out and placing it in our dish. My dough has kind of doubled in size. I'm going to knead a little bit. Because I want my dough to be nice and silky smooth. So the more you knead, the better. This dough smells so good. I wish you guys could smell it in here. It's not even baked yet. And the aroma coming out of this dough is out of this world. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead, put it back in my bowl and let it rest again until it doubles in size before I roll it out into the buns. Make sure you seal it nice and tight. And we are going to allow it to rest for another 20 minutes. Okay, guys, so my dough has doubled in size again. So now we are going to get ready to roll it out. So I'm just kneading it a little more. I find with this hot cross bun recipe, it loves being kneaded, so please don't be afraid to knead, guys. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and divide our dough. And it doesn't have to be even portions. If you want even portions, go ahead, use a scale and weight. I'm making it for home. I do not need even portions. I usually just make it whatever size I feel like making it. So I have my glass dish. You can use a metal pan for that. Normally that's what I use, but today I'm just going to go ahead and use my glass dish. And what you want to do is just roll your buns nice and round. And it's super easy to get the nice round circles. Just put it in the palm of your hand and just roll it, guys. And I already have my oven set to 375 degrees. Just put in some flour on my fingers so my dough doesn't stick to my hand. And that's it, guys. Nice and round. I'm going to sprinkle a little oil in the bottom of my dish. Normally I don't, but I do think I've done it in my glass dish before. So this is just a precaution. Do not want anything sticking. Normally I just use my metal pan for this. I wanted to see how it's going to come out in my glass dish, so I decided to use my glass dish today. Now you just place your buns in here. And that's it. I usually get 12 hot cross buns every time with my 3 2/3 cups of flour. Quick tip, normally I just wet some paper towel and I place it over my buns. That is if you press for time. So just wet about 3 pieces of paper towel and just place it on your buns. And I'm going to open the door of my oven and I'm going to place my tray of buns right on the door of my oven. So the heat of my oven is going to help these buns rise faster so I can get them in the oven. Okay guys, so here it is. So I just put my oven is on and I just place my buns right on the door of my oven. And I also placed the tea towel on there. So this is a tip to you guys. If you press for time, this will help your dough rise very quickly so you can get it in the oven. Sometimes we do not want to wait for an hour for our dough to rise, and this is what I normally do and it works really well for me. So I just wanted to show you guys what I do, how I get my dough to rise really quickly, especially when I'm making a video that will normally take hours. I just have to improvise. so I can bring the video to you guys. So this is what I do. Okay guys, so my buns have doubled in size. This is how quick you can get your dough, your buns or your bread or whatever it is to rise, just by putting it next to your oven or on the door of your oven. This is my tip to you, and I do that all the time, so it works. And I just also showed you guys that it works. So in here I have some egg white and a little milk. I'm just going to brush on top of my buns, and the reason I do that, it tends to give my buns this nice shiny coat that I love. So this is why I do it. No special reason. I just like the way it looks. And I've always done it whenever I'm making buns. And it's only egg whites and milk. Okay guys, so into the oven it goes at 375 degrees for about 25 minutes. I'm going to set my timer here for 25 minutes. Okay guys, so our hot cross buns are done. They look absolutely beautiful. I went ahead and made a little frosting for my cross. So what I use for my frosting for my cross is half a cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of milk, and a little bit of orange extract, just a few drops. And I just went ahead and I did all that by hand. No need to make things more complicated. So I just went in with my powdered sugar and my milk, and I just mixed it together, and I just put in a few drops of my orange extract just to complement the orange zest that I put in my hot cross buns. I'm going to just use a Ziploc bag, and if you have piping bag, go ahead and use that. I do have piping bags, but for this I don't feel that I need to dirty a piping bag, so I'm just going to use a Ziploc bag. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and put my frosting in the bag. It's like this. And take all the air out of it. Zip it up. And it's very simple, guys. If you do not have, you always have to try to improvise. So if you do not have a piping bag, just use Ziplocs. Even to decorate cakes, I use Ziploc bags all the time. And then just take your scissor and just cut the tip off. And then for my cross, this is what I do. That's it, guys. Super, super easy. Your Easter hot cross buns. So easy, so simple. Please go ahead and try this hot cross bun recipe for your Easter breakfast. And let me know in the comment section how it turned out for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And if this is your first time over here, please go ahead and subscribe. And stay tuned where I bring you more flavorful recipes, tips, and tricks. Until the next video, thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.